All right, this is Job 15 and 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity, the destroyer, shall come upon him. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuwab Mwan back at you with another lesson. All right. And going into this lesson is based on what Donald Trump, all right, was talking about. Mr. Donald Trump. All right, he was talking about how he took away the freedom of speech. Okay. And I'm gonna read this again. This is Job 15 and 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity, the destroyer, shall come upon him. All right. And that's exactly what this truth is. All right. You know, men constantly bringing up the word day in and day out. All right. It's a dreadful sound to his ears. It's a sound of terror ringing in their ears. All right. Because they feared that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to come. All right. Any day now. And they know that. All right. And that's the whole faith of the saints. All right. That Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai make a speedy riddance. All right. To come and take us out of this place, Babylon the Great. All right. This hellhole that we're in. Okay, so it has become a sound of terror that rings in these devils' ears every time we bring out word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, now let me grab this video right here, which, you know, I'm sure brothers and sisters have heard the video already from different brothers.
Made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds.
That's pretty much the video. That's the only part of the video I got. All right, but you get the point. All right, they have taken away freedom of speech. All right, to the point where, you know, they want to, you know, incarcerate people that are reading scriptures, you know, they're actually trying to get rid of the Bible all the way, you know, rewrite the Bible. Okay. But them taking away this freedom of speech is them trying to get at the prophets. All right. Because we're the ones that are opening the minds onto the people. Okay. And, you know, they have to come with these tactics. All right. Because it all comes down to them trying to get to us. All right, trying to incarcerate us and put us in prison, man. So we don't have to preach this word no more. But the thing is, it's not about them. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is gonna allow us to preach this word as long as we can, until it's that time that that we get backed off the streets, man. That we get taken off of these streets. Okay, so with that being said, let's grab and this is gonna be a quick video. All right, let me grab Amos 8 and 11 because we're in that time now. All right, little by little, this place will not hear the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai no more, man. This is why you have to take heed of the word while it's still here. All right, this is Amos 8 and 11, and it says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it's not going to be a famine of bread or water, man. It's not going to be actual food and water. All right, although that is coming upon us also, because that's part of one of the Lord's plagues that's going to be brought upon this place. All right, but the main is that the Lord's going to take away the word. Okay, and once you don't have this word, you're done. Okay, if you got the word, hey, may Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai be with you, and you remember what you learned. But if you never got this word, there is no hope for you. Okay, the Lord is not going to save you, man, because you were supposed to take heed of this word early. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is let me see if it comes up this way. Yeah. This is Proverbs 8 and 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. You see, those that seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are going to find him. All right, as the scriptures tell you, the sheep hear my voice and they follow me, man. All right, the moment we hear this word, all right, it resonates with our spirit. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Somebody pulled up. It's my camera turned on. Okay, so we're supposed to take heed of this word, all right, the moment you hear it. Sure, my phone broke. So continuing on, all right, it says Proverbs 8 and 17, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Okay, now going back to Amos 8 and 11, it says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord. Matter of fact, let me grab it in the NLT. It says, the time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, when I will send a famine on the land, not a famine of bread or water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. You see, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. Okay, in that day shall the fair young virgins and young men faint for thirst. Yeah, they're going to be thirsting to hear actual what basically they're going to be thirsting to know what's going on. All right, as a matter of fact, it tells you that also in Isaiah the 24th chapter, all right, that there should be a crying for wine in the streets. Okay, let's grab that real quick. This is Isaiah 24, and I'll grab it from 8. The mirth of tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. Yeah, and that's happening now, man. This place is falling apart. As the scriptures, as you keep reading, it tells you what the mirth of the land is gone, man. Everything here is shutting down. All right, right now we're in the middle of a whole government shutdown, which hopefully Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai continues for that to happen until lockdowns come down. Okay, but it says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. All right, which that's talking about America. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Okay, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. All right, so the wine that's being cried for in the streets is going to be for the answers. All right, when these people see these things happen, all right, on a very high level, and they don't see these prophets out here, they're going to be crying for wine in the streets. They're going to be crying for the truth. All right, wondering why is this happening? All right, but because you didn't take heed of the word, all right, you never got that chance to understand it. All right, so let's go back to Amos 8 and 12. it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. Okay. So, eventually the prophets are going to be taken off the streets. All right. The internet is going to shut down and they're not going to be able to seek on the internet any answers neither. Okay. Let's grab Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. And 25. I'll take it from 24. It says, then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me and said unto me, go shut thyself within thine house. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and that thou shalt not be a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Yeah, because we uttered this word day and night, man, and they didn't want to take heed to it. They didn't want to learn about Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah because of the rebellion that they have toward him. You see? So the Lord is going at one point make them speechless, make us speechless, to the point where you're going to ask questions and we're not going to give you the answer, man, because it is the time of the Lord's judgment, man. All right. Basically, like the scripture said, because we will be silenced because it is an evil time. We will be silenced because it is an evil time, KJV. This is Amos 5:13, and it says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. You see? The prudent man foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. This is why you need the word, because how are you going to be able to hide yourself, man? You're going to hide yourself in these scriptures, okay, with this Bible, all right? And when that time comes that the Lord shuts us up, we're going to be silenced, all right, because it is an evil time. It is the time of judgment, all right? So again, let's read that. Ezekiel 3:26, it says, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Okay. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. All right. And that's plain and straight to the point. Okay. Want to go back to Amos real quick. Want to grab something. This is it's like you're not Amos. This is 1 Samuel 3:1. It says, and the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord Yahweh before Eli, and the word of the Lord Yahweh was precious in those days. There was no open vision. You see, that's why it's so important, man. All right, because these people are going to seek the vision, all right, of the prophets. They're going to seek the vision of what's going on, and they're not going to be able to have that. You see, that's why the word of the Lord is precious in these days also. All right, just like in the time of Samuel, man. All right, the word was so precious. It was so beautiful to hear the word of the Lord, because they understood these things, man, of why they were happening. Okay. And just like it says, and the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord Yahweh before Eli. Yeah. All right. He was prophesying to him, preaching to him, letting him know what's going on. Same thing that we're doing today on these highways and hedges, man, and through these lessons. Okay. We're constantly ministering onto you, telling you that that this word is precious. It's more finer than gold. All right. As a matter of fact, let's grab let me grab in that 16:11 so I can leave that open. All right, this is Psalms 19. Okay, and it says the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. And what does that mean, man? The internet, okay? The unicorn is what gives you this word. This is how we were able, all right, to preach this word throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, how else am I supposed to let someone know that's all the way, all the way on the other side of the world, know that the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is this? Through the internet. Okay, we got brothers now, we'll preach, all right, and you got brothers all the way out in Italy listening to us, man. You got brothers all the way in the UK listening to us, and brothers all the way out there in those places that I just named. They're preaching the word, and we get to hear what they're saying. That's the unicorn, you see. And why does the Lord call it the unicorn? All right, it's a spiritual thing, man, because if you look at a unicorn, it has the head and then it has that horn on top, that one horn. It's the same thing, all right, with a satellite dish. These satellite dishes are out in the firmament, out in the heavens, all right, in the space. Okay, so picture the satellite has its head, but then it has that one long point that comes out, just like a unicorn's head, because there's no such thing as a unicorn, man. It's just a metaphor. It's a figure of speech. Okay, so it says, to the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Okay, all right, which means that this truth comes from on high. All right, and because it comes from on high, that's why the firmament, all right, these satellite dishes that are sitting out there in the firmament in outer space, they are the ones that declare that handiwork, all right, through the prophets. It says, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. You see, you can get this word any time of the day, any time of the night. There's no end of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because right now we're at the time where, let's grab that. I believe that's Isaiah 62. Hold on. Those that make mention of the Lord, KJV. Yeah, Isaiah 62 and 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is the people before a place, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Yeah, that make mention of ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Okay, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right, so as of now, since the internet is still here, all right, brothers have been going hard since day one. Okay, elders and apostles been going 35 plus years with this, man. All right, so we're going to continue to make mention of the Lord until Yahweh cleaves takes our tongue and cleaves it to the roof of our mouths, man, and shuts us up. Okay, so going back to Psalms 19 and 3, there is no speech nor language where the voice is not heard. Yeah, you can get this you can get this truth in any type of language, man. Brothers are speaking their own language, because remember, we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So there are some of us that are Israelites, but we speak, the languages of these other nations, because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So you got this word coming out in English, Spanish, okay, whatever language you want to name, it's out there. But when it comes to calling the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right, that is never going to change, because that's the true power. That's the true name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And this word will never change, okay? We're all going to speak in one accord, okay? One sound, one band, all right? That's how it is. So it goes, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. The line, and as a matter of fact, let me remember what I said. Give me a second real quick. I believe it's in Ecclesiasticus 5. No, it's not Ecclesiasticus 5. Wisdom of Solomon 5. Give me 1 second. Baba Kushar. No, it's not that. Damn, where's that? Oh, okay, hold on. Second Ezra's 5. That's what it is. I think it is. Yes, Second Ezra's 5, and it says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. You see, the way of truth is going to be hidden. All right, the way of truth is out right now. You see, the truth has been so long without fruit is being declared right now. All right, but once the elect is sealed, all right, which the elect is pretty much sealed. Okay, that's why all this destruction is happening. Okay, it's going to be taken away. All right, and this place is going to be barren of faith. All right, these people are not going to have the truth no more, and the only ones that's going to have is those that took heed of the word, man. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I think it's in the next chapter. Yeah, it says 6 and 20 in Second Ezra. It says, and when I'll take it from 18, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. You see? And that's what has happened. All right. These books have opened before the firmament, man. This word is all over the internet. Okay. So let's go back to where we was just at. In Psalms 19 and 3, and it says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. You see, going for what this is how we're able to preach the word from one end of the world to the other. Okay, throughout the four corners of the earth, and in them has he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. Okay, which that's pretty much the point, man. Point is that day and night, man, the Lord is showing his knowledge, man. He's uttering the speech, okay, and it's in every language, okay, and you know, there's no excuse, man, at the end of the day, because every ear is going to hear this word at one point. All right, the problem is, are you going to take heed of it, or are you going to just put it to the side? You see? So let's go back to what we were saying in 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, 1st verse. Okay, and the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord Yahweh before Eli, and the word of the Lord Yahweh was precious in those days. There was no open vision. Okay, let's grab this real quick. This is Isaiah 30 and 20, and it says, though the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. And you and everyone's eyes are seeing us, man. All right, we're always on the highways and hedges. This is why we go into the chief place of concourse, man, because it's a place where you constantly, you know, see people walking around, man, where there's a lot of action going on. And these people walk day by day. They walk right past us, man. Okay, so there's no excuse saying, oh, I didn't know the word of the Lord was out there. It's there. It's just that you didn't take heed of it, man. You wanted to walk past by when in all reality, when these people walk by anyway, that's you marking yourself for death, man, because you saw Salakia, because you saw the men of the Lord, man. All right, but you chose to keep on walking instead of being intrigued by it. You're supposed to be intrigued when you hear this word, okay? It should make you tremble when you hear this word, man, because through the fear of the Lord is how we persuade men to turn back to the Lord. You see? It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left, man. All right. If it's one that resonates, if you're one that resonates with this word, when you hear it, all right, you're going to hear that little voice behind your ear, you know, drawing you closer to it, man, making you intrigued to it until Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall receive you, man, if it be his will. Okay. Let's grab Ezekiel 7:26, and it says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests and the counsel from the ancients. You see, because we are all priests, all right, according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, according to the order of Melchizedek, man, we're all considered priests that are out on these highways and hedges. Okay, so it says, but the law shall perish from the priest, man, meaning that this word is going to perish. Again, showing you that it's important to have the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai instilled in you, man. Okay. Now let's grab this, and I'll pretty much end it with that. All right. This is, let's grab Matthew. Salakia. This is Matthew 25:1. It says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. All right. And that's what we're all getting prepared for, that marriage supper, man. Okay. We're considered as the Lord's woman. All right. And we're bidding ourselves to the marriage. Okay. The ones that are preaching the word onto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are bidding themselves to the marriage. All right. But you have these people that come up with 1,000 million excuses of why they can't, you know, take heed of this word. All right. It says, and 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. The oil is this word, you see, because you didn't take heed to this word. You have no oil, man. But when you listen to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're filling yourself with oil, man. Okay. It says, they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Okay. We are all vessels of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So when you have this word, man, the oil is in your vessel. It's in your mind. It's in your body. It's instilled in you. It says, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight, there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Okay. And we're constantly crying out, basically telling the people this, man. You see that the Lord is about to be on his way. It's time for us to gather our oil and go out there to meet him. Okay. You have to watch and watch the thief will come so you don't suffer your house to be broken up. Right. It says, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. You see, that's them asking for answers. Them wanting to know, yo, what's going on? What's happening? You guys know what's going on? Let me know what's going on. It's going to be too late for you. You see, you didn't fill yourselves up with oil, man. You didn't keep that candle burning. All right. When you keep putting oil in your candle, your candle never blows out. You see? It says, where we at? Then, oh, this is 7. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Okay? Because they truly never believed, man. You see? They didn't arm themselves with the whole armor. See, the Lord said, arm yourselves with the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The whole armor, not a portion of it, not a piece of it. The whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So you can stand before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in that day, you see? So you can stand against the wiles of the devil, all right? The schemes that are coming upon this place. You're going to be rooted and grounded in the truth. You see? It says, but the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. Yeah, because, hey, man, we have to all work out our own salvation. So there's never enough for me and you, man. All right? There's always just enough for yourself. All right? And when we're in, the brotherhood, there's no schisms. So the true brotherhood, they're going to have enough for each other. Okay? And that's why the Lord keeps them together and we're all in one accord, man. Right? So it says, but the wise answer, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Yeah, that's basically like the Lord telling you, well, you go and preach. You could go and call on the gods which you have chosen and let them help you in the time of your tribulation. All right, because you didn't believe in me. Okay, you didn't give your full heart and soul to me. So go out there and go do whatever you were doing before. Keep that same energy is basically what the Lord is telling you. Okay. So it says, where was I? 9. But the wise answer, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. You see? Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Don't that sound like like basically the time of Noah, man? When he shut the doors of the ark. That's why when we were out here on these highways and hedges, this is us building that spiritual ark, and the doors of mercy are closing as we speak. All right, there is barely any time left. Okay, so when that time comes, they're gonna be banging on that door, man. Let me in. But the Lord said there's gonna be many that have called upon me and said, Lord, Lord, but they, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Let's grab that real quick. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, KJV. This is Matthew 7 and 22. It says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you that work iniquity. You see, that's a scary thing, all right, for us to hear, man. That's why you have to have your house built on a rock solid foundation, man. Okay. Matter of fact, keep saying that right now. It says Matthew 7 and 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Okay, meaning that they were built upon that rock solid foundation, which is Yahweh Shai. You see, that's why it's important to have this truth, important to have the correct names. All right, because then you'll be able, all right, to conquer the wiles of the devil, man. Your house will not be broken down. All right. And it says, and the rain, hold on, Salakia, let me read that again. 7 and 24. Therefore, in Matthew, Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended and the floods came. All right. And that's what's about to come. The floods are about to come. The floods is coming in the ways of these martial law troops. All right. The flood is going to come in the way of the MOTB. Okay. And the flood is going to come on the way of them ICBM missiles, man, hitting America. You see, and the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. All right, which was Yahushai. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and do them not shall be likened unto a foolish man. You see, it says, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Okay. And it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these sayings, that people were astonished at his doctrine, man. You see? So again, it's important, all right, that you take heed of this word, man, because we're at the end of this thing, man. All right, and you don't want to be the one that don't have the knowledge of why these things is happening. You don't want to be the one that doesn't have Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah on your side. Okay, so going back to Matthew 25 and 9, it says, but the wise answered, okay, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Okay. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Okay, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Okay, matter of fact, that's the point on that. And I'll end it with this: through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. And it says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Hold on. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. Okay, so that's pretty much the point. All right, so with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom.